Okay, today I'm gonna be taking you guys through my full arm day workout, bicep, tricep, forearm. This workout is designed to give those big, powerful arms we all want. Now, when I first started training, my arms were non-existent. At this point in time, I was just hyper-focused on my diet, so I basically had twigs as arms. So if this arm workout worked for me, it's definitely gonna work for you. Maybe you're somebody that's very tall with long arms and it's just hard for you to fill out your frame. And I know it can be really frustrating and annoying, but don't worry, bro. You might be thinking, how am I gonna put this arm day into my split? Here, this is what you're gonna do. Monday, it's gonna be chest and tricep. Tuesday, you're gonna do back and bicep. Wednesday, you're gonna do legs and abs. Now Thursday, you're gonna hit shoulders. Now Friday, you're gonna do arms. Saturday, Sunday is your rest day, and you're just gonna rinse and repeat. Now that you have an arm day in your workout split, your arms are gonna transform. Now the whole reason your arms are not growing is because you don't have enough frequency, volume, and intensity when you work on your arms. Now in this split, it is gonna be the easiest way to grow your arms just because you will be indirectly hitting them, and then also on top of indirectly hitting them, you will have a dedicated arm day. Now that's enough talking, we're just gonna get straight into it. Now the first exercise you're gonna wanna hit is bicep dumbbell curls. Now this is a classic movement. The greats like Arnold, Ronnie Coleman, everybody has done this movement. This movement is excellent for growing that peak on your bicep. Now remember to keep your elbows close to your torso. I want you to contract the way up and I want you to have slow and controlled reps on the way down. So whenever you lift up, squeeze as much as you can. And whenever you're lifting down, go very, very slow. Get the full stretch and then kind of explode up. What a lot of people don't realize when trying to build muscle and get strong is that you have to have a good tempo. You can't go too slow and you can't go too fast. So personally, what I do, whenever it's going down, I'll count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll explode up, not too fast and not too slow. Now, when you have a good tempo and you're doing slow controlled reps, it is going to be painful, but I promise you that is not a bad thing. You want it to be painful so you know you are breaking down that muscle and you are filling it up with blood. Now the stimulus to fatigue ratio with this exercise is crazy. And with this exercise, you really do not have to go too heavy. You can simply just use a barbell. The barbell is like 45 pounds. If you feel like the barbell is too light for you, I'll throw on like a 25 on each side. But you do not have to go heavy. Lifting heavy does not grow as much muscle as you think, but instead breaking down the muscle and stimulating the muscle as much as you can, that's what grows the muscle. And yeah, so sometimes I just use the bar, and when I'm using the bar, I want to make sure I am squeezing at the top of the rep and I'm getting a full stretch at the bottom. And this is another tip: whenever you are doing a barbell curl or a dumbbell curl, make sure your pinkies are pointing up. So instead of your thumbs pointing up, I want your pinkies to be pointing up. What that is going to do, that is going to contract your bicep so much more, and it's just going to break it down to stimulate the muscle more, which results in more muscle growth. Now you might be asking, why don't I go heavy on the barbell? Why don't I go heavy on the dumbbells? And I'm going to tell you right here, because when you try to lift too heavy, you break that perfect form. Just because you see guys in the gym lifting a lot of weight does not mean that you have to lift a lot of weight. And when you don't have that perfect form, it breaks down the muscle-mind connection that you need to build muscle. And keep this in mind, it's not how much weight you can move, it's how you can move the weight. And another tip I can give you guys is if your forearms are feeling more fatigued than your biceps, try out this suicide grip. And what a suicide grip is you just putting your thumbs over your hand. So instead of you gripping it like this, just simply put your thumbs out, and what that's gonna do, that's gonna give you better contraction and it's gonna give you better mind-muscle connection when lifting the weight. Now you can choose a barbell or dumbbell, whichever one you prefer. With this exercise, I would do 8 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, and do not neglect taking 2 of your sets to failure. Personally for me, I do my second to last set to failure, and then my last set to completely failure, and that's just gonna break down your muscle even more. Now getting into this next exercise, it's gonna be hammer curls. Now I love doing hammer curls. What hammer curls target is your brachialis muscle. And when you grow your brachialis muscle, what it is, it's the muscle underneath your bicep. So when you grow the brachialis, it gives you the bigger, fuller look because it pushes your bicep out even more. Now what you're gonna wanna do is have your palms facing together and do not swing the weight. Make sure you are controlling the weight on the way down, get the full stretch, and on the way up, contract completely and get that good squeeze at the top. Now you can perform hammer curls sitting down, standing up, or you can alternate. That's what I like doing sometimes. Sometimes I like to alternate. It's not only gonna push out your bicep even more and make your arms look bigger, but it's gonna make your forearms grow as well. Now you can also do rope hammer curls. I prefer to do these sometimes to switch it up, but I'm just gonna give you different varieties just so you don't have to hit the same thing over and over and over. Now I do the same thing with these, 8 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, and I cannot stress this enough, 2 sets to failure. Second to last set to failure, and last set to failure. Now with hammer curls, you can go a little bit more heavier. Don't go too heavy because you need to keep that perfect form. Now we're gonna jump right into the third exercise. That's gonna be concentrated curls. Now concentrated curls are another classic exercise that the pro bodybuilders use. Personally, I used to clown this exercise. I thought there's better exercises, more optimal exercises to hit. But you know, trial and error, I came to find out this movement is actually good at generating hypertrophy. So you're gonna sit down on the bench and you're gonna brace your elbow on your inner thigh. You're gonna curl up towards your shoulder. Remember what I said, keep your pinky up, because what that's going to do is going to give you an even better squeeze. Now another exercise I like to do is spider curls. It's going to be like an incline bench. You're going to lay on the bench, you're going to put your hands out, and you're just going to do the same thing. Keep your elbows in a locked position and just curl up. Now you do not have to go heavy on these movements. I would go 20 to 25 pounds max. Now with concentrated curls and spider curls, it's really good at isolating the bicep. And along with these two exercises, slow and controlled. I stand by slow and controlled, and I like to do these single arm. When I am doing single arm, I can really focus on contracting and squeezing the muscle, which is going to improve my mind-muscle connection. Now these exercises are good for muscle imbalances. One tip I'd give you is I would start with the weak arm, max out with however many reps you can do with the weak arm, and literally just match it with the strong arm. And over time, your weak arm will catch up to your stronger arm. Now another bicep exercise I like to do is preacher curls. Preacher curls are another isolation movement you can do, and these are a big game changer as well. Now, with these 3 bicep exercises, I do the same thing. 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, 2 sets to complete failure. Trust me, try it out. It will double, if not triple, your arm size. Okay, with that being said, we're moving on to triceps. Now, the first tricep exercise, dips. Dips are very, very underrated. When I started doing dips, I didn't know how to do them correctly, so I was missing out on gains, but now that I know how to do them, my triceps have grown tremendously. Now with dips, you want to make sure you have a close grip and not a wide grip. When you have a wide grip, what it's going to do, it's going to activate your chest muscles and your shoulder muscles, and we do not want to do that. We want to isolate that tricep. So make sure you have a close grip and make sure you are in an upright position whenever performing dips. Now with dips, I like to do 2 sets to failure. I usually do 3 sets. I don't really have to do 4 sets, but I am big on volume. But 3 sets is really all you need. If you are a little advanced, you can even put a belt around you and add more weight if you feel like your body weight is just not enough. Now sometimes I like to pause at the bottom of the stretch if I really want to break down that tricep muscle. Now if I'm completely burnt out in dips and I can't do any more, I very, very highly recommend you guys go to the assisted dips. Assisted dips are highly underrated. I started getting all these striations and veins in my triceps that I've never seen before. Now, getting into the second tricep exercise, it's gonna be skull crushers. Now, skull crushers was a big game changer for me. When I started doing skull crushers, my triceps literally grew every time I hit them. Now, you might be asking, how do I do a skull crusher? You can use the easy bar or barbell. It doesn't matter, you can even use a dumbbell. All you're gonna do is put the weight above your head, stretch it all the way down, get that full stretch, and you wanna make sure your elbows are tucked in tight. Do not have your elbows pointed out. That can put you at risk for injury. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna bend your elbow all the way down, a little bit above your forehead, kind of like in the middle of your head, and all you're gonna do, you're gonna press, and you're gonna squeeze. Do not do prison reps and half reps. Get a full range of motion. Trust me, this is gonna work. And press all the way through and get the full range of motion and squeeze at the top. Now, for skull crushers, do the same thing. 8 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, and 2 sets to failure. Trust me, those 2 sets to failures is a big, big game changer. Now, last but not least, tricep exercise is gonna be overhead extensions. So all you're simply gonna do is lift the dumbbell over your head. You do not have to go too heavy on this. I'll do 20 to 25 pounds max. All you're gonna do is bend your elbow behind your head, get a full range of motion, full stretch, and press and squeeze at the top. Remember, get a full range of motion. What I do personally, do single arm overhead extensions. So I grab one dumbbell and I just do it one at a time. I usually do 10 to 12, and on the other hand, I do another 10 to 12. You can either do it with one arm or you can do it with both arms. I've always did it with one arm and it's worked perfectly fine with me, so why switch it up? With this single overhead extension, you can get a deeper stretch and it just feels more comfortable than doing it with both arms. You can even use the rope on this one. Just be careful not to have your elbows too flared out. Have your elbows tucked in a fixed position. And I do 8 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, 2 sets to failure. And if I'm feeling really good that day, I'll hold the dumbbell in a fixed position, all the way stretched for about 30 seconds. Like a finisher, it really will tear apart that muscle. If you try that out, be careful, it will burn. You cannot go wrong with tricep pushdowns. I've been doing tricep pushdowns since I first started lifting. They work perfectly fine, so do not forget about tricep pushdowns. I would do the same thing, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, and go to failure. Tricep pushdowns and skull crushers, they hit the medial head. And just in case if you're wondering what dips hit, dips are gonna hit that lateral head on your triceps. And with the overhead extensions, that is gonna be your long head of the tricep. Put this arm day in your split and stay consistent and watch your arms morph. That's gonna be it for this arm day workout. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video very helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's any videos you guys want me to cover, just comment them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.